Hello everyone. Today, we are covering the 5 best loaf pans on the market, which are the best for you considering some unavoidable factors that you might miss out without watching this video. Here, we are going to give you an impartial review to find the best from a plenty of irrelevant products. For more information and updated pricing of the products mentioned in the video, make sure to check the links in the description below. So, let's get started. Number 1. Our best pick for the money is USA Pan Bakeware Pullman Loaf Pan with cover. If you've ever wondered how to make a perfect loaf of sandwich bread, baking your bread in a Pullman loaf pan is half the battle. A Pullman loaf pan is a long loaf pan with squared height and width dimensions, straight sides, and most importantly, a lid. With the lid on, the bread inside can only rise to the top of the pan, making for a more delicate crumb and tender, moist bread since less moisture is released in the baking process. To see how the pan fared, our tester used a basic white Pullman loaf recipe. The bread came out beautifully golden brown on all 4 sides and was a perfect square, thanks to the secure lid. The pan is advertised as non-stick, and while the loaf slid out without any sticking, it did need a generous amount of baking spray. There were 2 downsides with this pan. The top was difficult to take off and put back on. This was a less significant issue when the pan was empty, but it made getting the loaf out after baking pretty inconvenient. Make sure to grease the inside of the lid well to help your loaf release cleanly. The pan also required a little extra effort when cleaning. Because it has a grooved design, crumbs occasionally stuck on the sides and bottom, even with adequate greasing. Number 2. Our second best pick is Chicago Metallic Professional Non-Stick 2-Piece Healthy Meatloaf Set. The Chicago Metallic Non-Stick Healthy Meatloaf Set is a game-changer for making meatloaf. Made of aluminized steel, it combines a pan and perforated insert that keeps the loaf elevated and allows for excess fat to drain away while baking. This makes it a breeze to remove and serve your favorite meatloaf without making a mess. Simply pull the loaf out of the pan and slide it onto a serving plate for slicing. During testing, we made a turkey meatloaf and a vanilla pound cake, partly to test the pan's versatility and partly so we could give an apples-to-apples comparison of the pan's performance. The pan got high marks across the board. The meatloaf and the pound cake cooked evenly, and the insert made it easy to remove both with no effort and minimal mess. The insert has handles, so our tester could grab them and lift it out, but when baking the cake, they had to use extra care to make sure the sides were adequately greased so the cake would release enough to remove without cracking or falling apart. Granted, this isn't what the pan is designed for, but you can use it with or without the insert if you want to switch between making meatloaf and loaf cakes. Number 3. Our third best pick is Wilton Perfect Results Large Non-Stick Loaf Pan. Wilton is a well-recognized brand when it comes to bakeware, and this popular pan is a great example of why it performs well at an unbeatable price. This sturdy loaf pan is made from carbon steel, giving it enough heft and structure to prevent warping and offering even heat conduction that resulted in evenly baked and beautifully brown cakes during testing. This pan has a reinforced non-stick surface that provided a good foundation and, with a little baking spray, the cakes released quickly and seamlessly once the pan cooled down. The non-stick surface made the effort required during cleaning minimal, too. There were no crumbs left behind, so a little soap and hot water were all that was needed to get the pan clean. Furthermore, the design is thoughtful. This pan was one of the only classic non-stick pans in the testing pool that had handles. Because of that, it was one of the easiest to grip and transfer to and from the oven, even with oven mitts on. Plus, this model is slightly larger than your traditional loaf pan, allowing for a 25% larger loaf, around 2 pounds. It's ideal for making family-sized sandwich loaves or quick bread for a crowd. Number 4. Our fourth best pick is Trudeau Structure Silicone Pro Loaf Pan. Silicone bakeware is a favorite in Europe and has been used for years, particularly for specialty pans and molds, as traditional metal counterparts require greasing and flouring. Made of food-grade silicone, this Trudeau loaf pan is perfect for those who want a lightweight, easy-to-clean pan that requires no extra steps to prepare the surface for use. During testing, this pan stood up to its steel and ceramic counterparts. It produced beautifully baked cakes with a slightly domed top and minimal cracking. The pan was cool to the touch within minutes after removing it from the oven, and after just 10 minutes, we were able to invert the pan and remove the cake successfully. Silicone is also resistant to thermal shock, making it possible for you to go from oven to freezer and back if you need to. Number 5. Our fifth best pick is Le Creuset Heritage Loaf Pan. The brand Le Creuset might be best known for its vibrant enamel Dutch ovens, but its stoneware collection also performs exceptionally well. The Heritage Loaf Pan, made of high-fired stoneware, is a solid addition to your bakeware collection, and it comes in multiple colors and is gorgeous to boot. Thanks to a durable enamel glaze finish, it will resist stains, odors, and scratches and is also easy to clean. It is safe for use in the oven, freezer, and microwave, and can withstand up to 500 degrees. During testing, the Heritage Loaf Pan lived up to the high standards of the Le Creuset name. Cakes rose evenly, had beautiful browning on the tops and sides, and didn't crack as much on the top during baking. With a little baking spray, cooled cakes slid right out of the pan without any sticking, so cleanup was a breeze, too. The downside of the stoneware pan is that it's significantly heavier than the steel and non-stick pans, especially when the pan was filled with a denser batter, like that of banana bread, but the vintage-inspired design has stylish scalloped handles that made it easy to grip for convenient transport to and from the oven. So, grab yours while you can. Make sure to check the links in the description below. That's all for this review. Feel free to share your feedback.
Like, comment and share our video. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon to get more videos like this in future. Thanks for watching.